So you are the main actress, the lead role. You have the lead role for this beautiful drama called I Am Mother. Tell me, what attracted you to the role of Karsu?
Elizabeth, I just had my baby girl. She's now 2.5 years old. So I didn't work for like 2 or 3 years. And for the Turkish TV shows, I did some works for the digital media, but for the free TV, I haven't been working for 4 years. The last project I did finished at 2019. So I was eager to go back to work. I missed my job, my environment, the sound of the whole crew, and reading the script, memorizing it, thinking about the character, being that character in the set. I missed it so much. And I started reading some scripts. When the news was heard about me going back to work, people sent me their scripts, and I felt really touched by it because, when you, as an actress, especially as a female middle-aged actress, when you stop working for a while, people seem to forget you. Or when you have a child in our business, everybody's like, oh, now she's a mother. She won't be working for a while. She's too tired. She won't be able to adapt, blah, blah. But I gave that 2 years to myself and my baby. And when I realized that I'm ready to go back to work, I started reading the scripts, as I said. So Saner Bey, Saner Ayar, the owner of the O3 company, he told me about a script, about a TV show. And I read it. Excuse me, I listened to it. I didn't read it, but it was for digital media, not free TV. And I loved it very much. So we signed it. And then he told me that he wants to put it on hold because he has another script that he wants me to read. And he was sure that I was going to love it. And I said, okay, well, great, I can read it. And they sent me like 5 episodes, which is a big deal for an actress or an actor to get 5 episodes ahead before shooting or before signing an agreement. It's not seen, it's not common in Turkey. So I read those 5 episodes and I just loved it immediately. The way the story was told, the way the character was going to evolve, and how every traumatic thing in the story will change quickly, and the characters will adapt to that. Every event will change, and the interaction between the characters, the relationships between the characters, especially my mother and my character, the relationship between those 2 characters, it was very touching. So I said, okay, well, I've always been the mother in the TV shows that I played, but this time, the main thing that attracted me for the role of Karsu was the relationship with her own mother.
Mm.
They had really big mother-daughter issues. And as the story evolves, as the episodes go on, you see why it happened and how it happened. And because as a 38-year-old woman, I realized about my issues about my mom, or my friends' issues about their moms. So it was like a projection to my life. And I believe that it was going to heal me in many ways, which it did. So that's the reason I was attracted to Karsu.
I'm the Mother is the story of a woman in an unhappy marriage with an abusive husband fighting to get her son back. The storyline is very close to many women around the world. And you mentioned that you took some inspiration of your own relationship with your mother. Did you have a chance to research about abusive relationships, or talk to maybe some abused woman to be able to portray this character?
Fortunately and sadly, I don't need to make a research for that, because it's all over the news, all over the media, all over the social media, all over my friends or my family or people I know, women I know. Sadly, it's a fact. And it's about how you prefer to tell that story. if you can tell this story from the point of view of the abusive husband and make people believe that that husband is right, because it's the way of telling which makes the difference. But our writers prefer to tell the story from the point of view of Karsu and Filiz, Karsu's mom. So I didn't need to make, big researches or other things for Karsu, because I knew what a woman would feel when she were to face those obstacles in life. And I wish we could tell stories about very happy women all around the world, but then people don't prefer to watch that, because people love to watch, misery. They like women getting over the obstacles, becoming powerful women. And this is a story about a woman, well, not just one woman, the other characters too, as it's a woman, mainly a woman story, but all the women in the story getting powerful, getting their life straight, and realizing who they are, what they can do, even though they have kids or no kids, they have a job or not. Everything evolves very quickly at the same time, but very hopefully, I can say.
How was your experience working on this drama?
Especially the scenes where after my son was lost, I don't want to give any spoilers, but there's a little time. It was way back then, but now when I go back, those are the times I remember. I didn't want to internalize that pain when Karsu's son was lost, because it's a great pain. I wouldn't want any person in the world to feel it. It's horrible. And I always tried to, leave that pain in the set when I was going back to my life. And that was the hardest thing for me to play. But that went very fast and that finished. So we're good now.
You've had prominent roles in several Turkish dramas. How do you keep choosing roles that are memorable and relatable to worldwide audiences?
Thank you so much. I'm happy that you see it that way. Actually, it wasn't always like this. I made some bad choices too, like everybody else. But it doesn't just end up with my choice, because I like the script and I like the character, but then the whole package is the most important thing. The cast, the director, the TV channel, the public relations part, how they want to do it, which way they want to do it. Because sometimes you make a great TV show, you think you make a great TV show, but if there isn't enough publicity, then nobody knows about it and nobody watches it. But if a TV show is good, if your storyline is strong, and if the cast and the crew are coherent and they like each other and work in the best way they can, then the success is inevitable, I believe. And it always ends up in the script, the scenario. As long as the script is as strong as the first 3 episodes, because it's always like that. First 3 episodes, everybody, is in 5th gear, going 200 miles an hour. Everybody's doing their best, but working 6 days a week, 14, 15 hours a day. Everybody gets tired after a while, and the performance starts to drop. And you see it in the 10th or the 20th episode. But if your characters are strong and your story always helps the character, serves the character, because I believe that not just the Turkish audience, but the audience all around the world, especially in the drama series, they like to follow the characters. what would I do if I were in that position? So sometimes in our TV shows, the writers are, you know, they get a little panicked when the ratings go down, and they start to write all these events, all these happenings, you know, in one episode. It goes crazy. You're like reading it, oh my God, what is happening in the script? And you see your character getting lost in that episode. But when you get a hold of the things as the character and you start acting like you should as the character, then the audience becomes one with the character. They always pick one character to follow, or a few characters, and they like it when women, you know, slaying men with their words or with their actions, and you know, right people or the good people getting revenge, not revenge, but being happy at the end. That's what we like to watch. It's always been like this. We don't want the bad people, the bad guys, to win at the end of the story. But when I pick a role, I always think about the sustainability, because we want the TV show to go for a year or 2 years, because then you get to tell the story, because you can't tell your story in 10 episodes. That's for the digital media, because you know where to start and where to end, and you know how the character is going to evolve in that story. But in the free TV, when you have like 60, 80 episodes ahead of you, you don't know what's going to happen. You do something in the 5th episode and you believe that it's right, but then a 7th or 8th episode comes and you see that the writer wrote something very opposite of what you did a few episodes ago. So working together, listening to each other is very important in this business, I believe. And also the right cast. It's not always, you know, he should play that role, she should play that role. It's not like that. It's about working as a team and putting the right actor or the actress in the right role. Because it's not like that anymore. You know, pretty girls, handsome boys, no talent. It doesn't work that way anymore. People like to watch talent. They want to believe in the thing they see. So I believe that admiration for talent, for hard work, is getting more in our industry, which I like. It's not just for women, for men too, now, gratefully. So that's being said, I think I've always made my choices from my heart, but then I always think with my brain. So I try to put these two together and make the right choice. It's been good so far.
Elsie, and how do you see the Turkish drama success around the world? Because I'm sure you're getting messages from fans from different parts of the globe, right?
It's very nice because, you know, walking around in Istanbul or in Turkey, we are used to people coming to us, you know, saying how much they love the TV show, talking about the TV show, talking about the character. You realize that you're quote unquote famous in Turkey. But when I go to Greece or Spain or Italy, and when people come to me and they're like, aren't you that girl from the TV show, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I realize we have impacts and international audiences too. We start to have that. And it's very nice as an actress who plays in the free TV, because with other streams, as you said, you get that from other streams, because you know that when you make a show to Netflix, the whole world is going to watch it. But when you do a local TV show in your home country and you get to have Instagram DMs from, I don't know, Albania, from Japan, from United States, that's very that's very powerful, actually, because then you realize how much impact you have. And that's when you realize you need to do your job, whichever it is in the set, very properly, because now the audience is getting bigger and bigger.